Good morning. I hope that you are all very well. I'm doing a reading to tap into divine masculine today. I did a reading for a private client last night. That was so crazy. I really just had to find out what is going on. The energies are really interesting right now. Chariot, Three of Swords, Nine of Pentacles. I was gonna say, if this is a 6, I'm gonna freak out. So far, we have 3, 6, and 9. 7 of Cups, 6 of Swords. I will say the 7 of Swords has been coming out a lot lately. And I feel like they, 10 of Pentacles with the Empress, they think they're being very sneaky. I think the feminine's energy, it's very strong right now. And in the collective, I feel like the feminine just doesn't care as much. So let's see what's going on with them. 6 of Swords again, 10 of Cups, Ace of Cups, Queen of Wands, 10 of Swords, 3 of Wands, King of Cups, 3 of Swords, 5 of Cups, and the 8 of Cups. 8 of Cups too, I feel like has been coming out a lot. Page of Pentacles, King of Pentacles, wow. King of Wands, all 4 kings. With the Chariot again, 6 of Wands, Page of Wands, 5 of Swords. So interesting that the Empress came out in the pre-shuffle. I don't have my one deck that I really want right now. But, you know, I didn't do signifiers, so let's do that. I was like so curious to get into it. So I think they've been trying to make it look like they're putting their heart back together, but they're not. I'm more interested in this internal row here. Because they seem to be quite... Okay, here's the message coming through. They kind of know what they need to do, but they're not doing it. So you have Parrot Spirit, they have Turkey Spirit. Interesting. This is kind of the opposite I have seen the cards lately. I have mostly seen the masculine paying attention to the feminine and the feminine ignoring. So Wasp Spirit. Wow, something's really bothering them. Really bothering them. We're going to try to figure out what it is. So, yours says, watch your words. Theirs says, give with gratitude and grace. And I feel like that is... that they're trying to look like this very... magnanimous person. That's quite a word. You have the Holy Grail, receive the gift. I think the gift is that you're speaking. High Priest, personal empowerment with a 9. And higher heart opening, 1111, compassion. Bottom of the deck is karmic relationship, releasing the past. Some of them, this has to do with a mother. Some of them, it has to do with a Cancer. Some of them, this other person could be a fire sign. They're trying to walk away from a karmic energy. Like, I feel very strongly this is what this is. They actually know they have to leave this person behind. I don't really like talking about karmics, And I know when you're in kind of the thick of things, it's very triggering to your inner child, which seems to be, so this card has like the 2 children on it. I think they actually know a lot more about what's going on than they let on to, because it's almost like they need help. Yeah, that makes sense. But they can't really ask for it. There's so much Cancer here. And possibly Pisces. So I will say, so funny the way they're giving it to me. And I can't say like this is the last karmic energy for every single divine masculine on this call. But there's the way they're showing it to me is like final boss. And I think I don't play video games, but I think in a video game, it's like the hardest battle. And it's giving me hardest battle, but like the battle is cups. Does that make sense? I don't know. I think that this person or situation that they were dealing with, they really, really thought being with this person, moving towards this person or situation would give them, what I want to say is like a win, but it's like a status win, right? This is not the way I thought this reading would go. But that's what I'm seeing here. Okay, so when I don't know that for years I have had a 4 King reading. For me, what they know is like you're this Empress. And the feeling I have in my heart right now is that a lot of them feel like they just can't have you, but they still want to. And it's kind of like this, okay, there's a queen and she's without her king. She's just ruling as a queen. And this person, this is just a metaphor, okay? That is like a peasant status. Obviously they're not a peasant. Wants to be with the queen. It's like this karmic energy, it's awakening things in him that he knows he needs to have and be. But, you know, I always talk about karmics. Like if a karmic is there, if a karmic is in the situation, you can't pass it up. You have to choose the karmic. They have to choose the karmic. It's like they think in a way that this karmic is like the final boss, because this energy is like representing everything that they feel should be there to like move forward. There's a bunch of movement cards here. But what I'm getting is like their inner child, it always comes back to the inner child. Like it always comes back to the inner child. Their inner child it's not right. It doesn't feel the same. It doesn't feel right. It's just not okay. Like it's not. Their inner child is searching for safety and that feeling that they got. And it's leading to this really big expansion. Like, there's 4 cards here of really big expansion. And I know that the 3 of Swords doesn't mean expansion, but tarot isn't meant to be read the way I was taught, the way I understand tarot is like, it is the combination of the cards that makes the story. It's not, you don't read individual cards and be like, this happens, and then this happens, and then this happens. It's like a story together, all together they make the explanation. But like, I read this line, and then I read them this way all together too. So the heart expansion is like the main through line here. And I feel like it's something you've probably already had happen to you in a way. So there's many things going on here. I'm sitting here holding this deck. I feel like there's many things, like they're showing me the clock and all of the 12 numbers. And it's like there's 12 things going on all at once. And that number 12 does seem to be important lately. I feel like they're receiving a lot of downloads, a lot of things all at once. And when you have a higher heart openings just in general are extremely intense. And I have seen them in my personal readings. They're coming through a lot. I had mine. I had like 3 years ago now, and they're very, very intense. Like, it takes over your whole body and you feel very intense with them. And I feel like there's this part of you that's very it's ascending. You know, this card I'm very drawn to this card, and it has the violet flame in it. Also been coming up a lot. And it seems to be an activation. So it says Holy Grail Code, right? And it has a cup on it with the violet flame. And the violet flame transmutes everything, right? It is what you use to alchemize things, or you can use it to alchemize things. And I kind of feel like the gift that is here is you really being able to, and I know this sounds weird because we think of gifts as getting things, but I think you're able to really release some relationships in your life in a very good way for you. So let's move on here because it's a big intro, and it says your love life benefits as you forgive your parents. There is something here for sure that this karmic is triggering for you, and if there's any remnants of your inner child not being chosen, it's going to activate that. This could be the one. You've already met the romantic partner, soulmate. So I do think that this particular karmic has unrequited love. There's not enough attraction or chemistry. Separation. I do think that the masculine's extremely attracted to this karmic. She is quite powerful and has quite a powerful hold over him, but there is also this feeling of, I don't know how else to put it, but this word settling, like, when you settle because And you're like, how could they be extremely attractive and be settling? It's because it's ego attractiveness. Maybe, you can see all the red here too. It's like, maybe this is a person that a lot of their friends want or thinks hot, or a job that a lot of people are competing for, whatever it is, it's not that helpful to like list a bunch of situations, but there's an element of ego competition here. And it's kind of like, I don't know, you're looking for a new house and you see one and you kind of like it's decorated really well and it has like a lot of features that people, that are desirable. But then you move into it and like functionally it just doesn't feel good. It's not like a nice space to live in. And you realize that you made like a decision kind of based on the approval of others is what is coming through here. And it's like a lack of satisfaction, right? He moved towards this thing. He put energy towards this thing. Like I see him, he went towards this thing. And part of why he went towards this thing is this chosen, I need validation, I need to feel like I'm good enough type situation. And then it was just more wounding. Like, look at these 4 cards. These 4 cards are like, hey, I thought this was love and this feels awful. And this is making me sad. And I feel like I need to walk away from this thing. But I also recognize that there's this growth is preparing me for something, right? So we have the 4 kings. Struggling with money. Your smile makes me melt. I'm coming back to you. I have a plan. Never expected to feel this way. I keep seeing signs of you. And I don't feel good enough for you. That's what this is really about. I see myself having kids with you. I don't feel good enough for you, right? That peasant and the queen type situation. I don't feel good enough. It's that inner child wanting to be chosen, wanting to be told that they're good enough. And I feel like that's what this karmic is trying to draw out, trying to heal, help them heal, right? So they're trying to get to this 4 kings energy. Something is kind of stalling it here. I wanted to call on your birthday the alchemist. We already talked about that. Pisces, the rat, Ho'oponopono, owl, 7 laws of prosperity. I miss your smell. I tell my friends about when we're together. Gold, Mercury, Pluto, moon. A lot of moon energy here. Capricorn, you're too beautiful. Aries. And like, if I called, would you answer? One of the things I really want to say is I wrote you a song, Incoming Contact. I still fantasize about us together. Part of this is a reflection of you, and like, in those of you dealing with an actual karmic situation, if you're comparing yourself to the karmic, that might be very, very triggering, because that's normally what it is. Like, the karmic energies represent kind of fantasies that we have. And it's crazy when they come into our lives, because it's kind of like The energy is like, if you have been through a karmic situation, you know exactly how it feels. And it's like very, very close to the energy of your twin on both sides. But it's like your fantasies just kind of came out of your body and leapt into a person. And it's in a way learning that they're not what you actually want. It's sort of just insane. So when these come up in readings, I know that they only kind of really show themselves to me. I'm still healing. When the twins are getting they're doing a lot of healing and their frequencies are coming closer together. That's all I can say. So I get this sense that he is thinking back in regret for a lot of things that he probably wasn't even able to super recognize if you two like were together. The reasons he did things, he maybe just ran or cut you off without explanation or stopped conversation, whatever it was. I feel like there's an internal dialogue here that's like, from the inner child, that he couldn't express. And you know, what we don't express, we depress. And then we're in depression. And so a lot of you, it could have been very like romantic feeling, and then it went to friendship, and then because there's this desire here to be close but also push away. Like I feel regret for having let you go, regret for pushing you away, regret for not telling you some things because he was scared, right? The bottom of the deck is like, wow, you're beautiful, you scared the shit out of me, I'm lost without you, not now. It's like, I feel like the logical mind is like taking over and saying, not now, this isn't right, this is like, I can't do this, da, 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 da. There's like a bunch of explanations, moving in a different direction. For some of you, that was a long time ago, because I see that there's a waiting card here in a lot of ways, that he made it look like he moved on, but inside there was a part of him that was still waiting and wishing and hoping and longing for this kind of interaction that you have had before. And I think, you know, in some ways, although I don't think he would say this, that why do you leave card at the end makes me wonder or think he may have wanted you to chase him for validation, because all over this reading, there's a lot of need of validation. But the activation that seems to be happening is that he will be empowered to validate himself. When we have the King of Pentacles and the King of Wands, those are strong cards. And the last like couple readings I've done have had this mixture of, they keep bringing it up, though the cards don't keep showing up. It's like the wand meeting the earth is what they keep showing me. It's like spirit being grounded in the earth. And they keep using the same analogy over and over again of the tent with on the Four Wands card, when we make the tent, oh, there's the inner child card again. when we make the tent, we have to take the 4 wands and drive them into the earth. And that's what like really makes the foundation. And that earth has to be really stable. And I think that's what this is doing here. So, you know, we have these cards, which is kind of a mixture of like spirit and earth, and then a lot of attraction in between. You're like, that doesn't make sense. But all of the movement comes from like this internal drive to, you know, if you're driven, if you desire something enough, especially masculines, they will move a mountain to do it. And the problem is in this karmic situation, that isn't happening. They're like, why does this feel like this? And I think it's just telling them that they need to release the past. They need to heal this heart, this broken heart that they have. And the broken heart is from really long time ago. You know, besides the 9 of Swords, you have like the most painful cards here. They're very, you know, and I would say like the 5 of Pentacles, but these 2 cards are a lot of pain held inside this King of Cups heart that he's not releasing. He's going to release it because I see here at the top, he's going to release it. But I do think it's something he has to kind of do on his own. And when he does that, after that, it looks like he's going to have something to tell you. It's pretty important. You know, the Pentacle, it's pretty important. So it looks like right now it's in a period of waiting, observing, almost receiving in a lot of ways, hoping that he will be supported in this kind of quest. But let's get some advice and try not to make this too long and see who's helping out with this and what they're helping him do. And you're kind of receiving this crown energy, receiving this violet flame, receiving the expansion of your gifts. It's important too. The Black Madonna, Our Lady of the Hermits. Yeah, I'm gonna say you guys are kind of hermiting right now. I transform pain and suffering into a greater capacity to love. It's exactly what I just explained. Sappho, the poetess. I love every inch of my body and I love the women in my life fiercely. That's a beautiful card to come out, to be honest. Like, I feel he's learning to love his inner feminine. He's learning to love women in that not as an object, but as actual people. Marguerite Perete, or however you say it, the mystic of divine love. Love is divine, and I am nothing except to love. Kuan Yin, so the big goddess coming out. This, you can call in these ascended masters or work with their energy if you feel. I recognize suffering. Did I not just talk about that? That is the exact feeling. It's like there is suffering within his heart. There is suffering. He is suffering in order to release it. And so he is releasing this past suffering that he's still holding. Curiosity breeds compassion. So we have yet another compassion card. That was the main card that we had somewhere. I don't know. We had a compassion card. Very important card. You also getting over your being triggered by this karmic is important, because for whoever this is resonating with, you seeing someone like in a status elevated above you, even if they're choosing her over you, which is not what they're actually doing, that has to be kind of transcended. Thank you. See that snake? So tomorrow begins the year of the snake. So for all of us boars, this is a difficult year where the snake sheds its skin and we have to kind of let something go. So we have Gaia, Earth connection, like I talked about. The Earth seems to be very important right now. Be mindful of the planet, come back to Earth and stay grounded. Grounding yourself in this very high energy field is important. Rise up and honor your inner force. Steps are being given. Dance with the universe. So he has Freya, more divine feminine energy. There's a beginning within every ending. Illusions are released and revealed. Yep, exactly. Green Tara. Green Tara is coming out all of the time. And then we have very powerful Jesus coming. Supreme protection. You are protected. Cords are being cut. Move beyond limitation and trust. Master Jesus, forgiveness. You are on the path of light, love, and forgiveness. Father healing is possible at this time. So if you have father healing that you still need to do, we can transmute just like they're doing with the divine feminine energy within them. You can transmute your divine masculine energy, especially around sexuality. We have once again the Earth teacher with Shadowkite. You have Crowsight, Red Jasper with healthy boundaries, and then we have, look at that, Mother Earth again. Really powerful Earth cards right now. Mother Earth, and then Awakening Crystal, emotional healing. So there is a very large emotional healing available coming in. The Golden Silver Violet Flame Dragon. So we have tons of cards indicating Saint Germain. If you want to use that Ascended Master, or use the Violet Flame for transmutation, alchemizing those feelings. Like, there's nothing, I've never used a more powerful tool than the Violet Flame. The Violet Flame will transmute anything. Use it. And I know it seems really bizarre if you're like, oh, I'm supposed to imagine a violet flame and it's going to transmute my energy. It does. Or ask Saint Germain to do it for you. I mean, I've made like bonfires as big as the earth and transmuted tons of stuff with it. Okay. I feel like there's another card. Interesting. It's fire. Okay. So we have the Rose Pink Dragon. Prepares your heart to connect with the higher facets of the cosmic heart. Definitely think you're going through Ascension. Open your heart to warm-hearted love and diamond light and connect with the love of the universe. They have the Water Dragon. Helps you flow around obstacles. Christ light and love are flowing. Develop your psychic abilities and go with the flow. In between you, the Golden Solar Dragon helps you stand in your masculine power with wisdom. Let your DNA be reprogrammed and light codes activated. Become an inspired leader. And on the bottom of the deck, we have Royal Blue and Gold Dragon. Strengthens you to stand in your power and wisdom and awaken your own majesty and wear a cloak of power with pride. Whew. So there's a lot of opportunity here for you to, look at that, what just fell out, the Death card in this deck, transformation. Your relationship with one another is about to deepen. Love conquers and transforms all things. So there's a huge opportunity for transformation, especially of any divine masculine energy that's wonky inside of you, distorted. kind of feel like I wish I had this one deck, and I don't even know that I own it still. But it has like this card called the Gardener, which is showing me. And it's like, be really, really careful right now what you sow. Because the reaping is going to come very quickly and swiftly and intensely and largely. I don't think I've ever said that before. When it comes to matters of the heart, there's no right or wrong. Every choice you make expands your understanding of life and love. Manifesting miracles. Your dream is soon to become a reality. Trust your heart. Follow its guidance. Again, another card of releasing the past. The past is now behind you. Release it and embrace new possibilities. A new path is available to you now. Follow it with faith. So we have faith, we have trust, and we have expansion, transformation, playfulness. Laughter is the best therapy. Have fun together. Remember, love is the greatest healer. We have healing. Imagine yourself and your loved one surrounded by light. Sorry, your beloved. Feel your relationship being transformed at this very moment. We have sacred union, twin flames. I knew that card was going to be there. Trust and balance. What could you, if you could do anything, what would it be? The answer dwells in your heart, not in your mind. The heart is the gateway to the soul. And it is his heart that is calling him. It is his heart that is wanting to be repaired, that is wanting to be made whole. You know, it is the wholeness that he feels in you that drives him to be whole. So the faster you make yourself whole, the faster you make yourself sovereign and self-validating, the faster he gets there. That's all it is. It's just a mirror for you to do your work. But right now, surprisingly, because the last couple of readings I've done have really focused on the divine feminine, because I feel like there's a lot for her right now. They gave me a lot about the masculine right now, because I think I specifically was very much asking about the masculine, but don't try to control what they're doing, even if they're asking you about it, which is a very toxic place for you to be. And I'm not sure why I was drawn to say that, because I haven't said anything like that for a long time. But don't try, watch your words. Don't try to manipulate them out of the lesson that they need to get out of this karmic energy. Because I know sometimes, it's not my experience, but I know sometimes that happens. And I honestly believe that it drags it on longer for you. All right, talk to you later. Bye.